Sun's gone down. We have perfect lighting out here. It's not very windy. Therefore, it's perfect conditions for filming stuff. The audio in this camera, we've already seen, if you're watching my videos, we've seen it has problems. Even though it has a fancy microphone and a foam thing over it, outside just seems to be difficult. So I could look at a wind map here, see when it's the least windy season. We've already established that September, October are the most greenest months with lots of clouds and not too much rain. Although there's never too much rain, really. But those are really great months for filming out here. Yeah, I can see my audio meters peaking. So this is clearly not correct to be out here. Even now, even though the lighting is so perfect. That's really saddening. Got so much pragmatic shit to do around here. It's annoying. Just keeping things running at the most minimal levels requires constant vigilance and attention. Filling up this dog water dish that the birds also use quite a bit. I want more of these around here, everywhere. Water is probably the biggest difficult system to keep going, and I don't do perfect at it. I really don't. I can think of tons of improvements. All of them cost a lot. That's one thing about capturing your own water, is the water's not free unless it falls every day all the time and you have plenty of it with a small system. But if it falls like it does here, that is one of the biggest difficult things about living here, is we have to become experts on water use. Water use and collection, the two of them. The cool thing is that we can easily reduce water need immensely. It's super easy to conserve water. A few cultural changes and we've got it. And then we all win. But we also want to improve our rain collection, because rain is the best way to get water without stealing it from somebody else. It falls on your house, it should be yours. Hopefully you have clean rainwater. That's another issue. You got to investigate that on your own. I tested mine and it tested out great. So I'm willing to do more tests and learn more about water, but I don't do anything complicated to filter it. I don't buy anything. I understand that water filtration is a great thing to know about, and I would like people to come here and criticize my water. You know, I buy bottled water for visitors. Look at this cutie here. Hey there. You do whoosh me noochie too. Oh, you like petting too? Huh. Oh. So it's still too windy. All right, well, I'm gonna go back inside. Yuck. I was gonna clean dishes because it's everything, whatever. I fed the dogs, that's all that matters. I have disgusting dishes. I'll just stop eating. It's easier. I figure out how. I have one pan left, and I ate some canned shit out of that. I think, didn't I just grab? I found mangoes somewhere. Holy shit, I gotta find those. Oh, I know where I put them. Mangoes, mangoes, mangoes. I should be eating more mangoes. The thing is that I didn't buy any mangoes, I don't think. Maybe I did. Yeah, that's where I got them. Real happy about that. One of the biggest benefits of living here is the food. And it isn't necessarily the Mexican food, although that's fun to go out for as well. It's just fresh fruits and veggies that are constant here. And that's what we should eat. That's what we're evolved to eat. And so, you know, we use low energy as one of our excuses, one of our reasons why we want to eat this kind of foods. But it's really largely also for the health. You know, I want to eat food made of food as much as possible. And I'm going to try to peel a mango rather than cut it into like thirds, which is what I tend to do. You know, cut around the seed. I always get my hands all gooey. And I still believe the best way to process mangoes is to get people to eat them is to have a centralized location, cut them up, do a quick dry on them, and then people eat those, even in mango season. It just makes them so portable, and they don't come from right here. And so if we got them to dry them down the coast, right? If we could convince people that was a smart idea, then their product could more easily be sold to me. Me dehydrating my own mangoes almost defeats the purpose of mango dehydrating. I don't produce the mangoes, and so they should do it closer to the source, preferably right at it, with my design for a solar evacuated hot tube dehydrator. I believe it could be done on an industrial scale and serve for many generations to dehydrate everything people have. It would be really a perfect thing for a test thing for a farm down in Tierra Caliente, where they have to send a lot of their food somewhere else for it to be consumed anyway, to experiment with them solar dehydrating things and then sending it up to here. Mangoes being at the top of the list. We'd save them on shipping. It would give them flexibility in the market. The product would last longer. And you could even talk to them about making a mango powder. You know, I'm a big fan of solar dehydration. I'm also a big fan of freeze drying. But I do wonder if we can solar dehydrate at such a scale that we can make it profitable enough to move food around that way. And I suppose the company can figure that out. They can figure out if it's better to freeze dry and what all their electricity costs are and having to maintain that machine versus a very passive system that dries them as well as you want. You know, they do deform, they don't retain their original shape, but it's actually good for shipping that they compress. Because like I just had a person leave here, and it's mango season, and so she cut up a bunch of mangoes, and then huge numbers, like they were so cheap, and then she put them in a solar dehydrator, and she made multiple jars just packed with mango slices, and it was really easy just to reach in there and cram a handful into your mouth, and every handful like that represents probably more than a mango, at least a mango. And so it's easy in one sitting to eat 3 or 4 mangoes without cutting it up and all this stuff, and it's messy. In other words, I want to get food easier to eat. And in this case, we did add labor. That labor is going to happen somewhere anyway. Like right now, I'm going to cut up my own mango and try and do a better job. But you know, I haven't figured out a perfect way to cut up a mango, and it just doesn't make sense. I got to get my knife out. My knives get all gooey. My hands get all gooey. I got to clean my hands. I would like centralized mango processing into whatever kind of product gets it into people's mouths in the cheapest and healthiest way. So that's just one thing I want to dry. We could think about a lot of other things to dry that we produce here that we could send somewhere else, and then people could make things out of that.